do you need to jump on the trampoline while you do flashcards? There was 3 years, Yvette, where we had a mini trampoline in there because my kid learned best on a trampoline. And he retained it far better than if I was like, sit down, be quiet, listen to mother.
Every kid is so different. I mean,
oh my goodness.
You've got 7 kids. I know, I'm sure they're all different in one way or another. And so, how do you navigate that? Because it's not a one size fits all. How do you navigate that with all of your kids trying to figure out like what are their own individual needs?
Yeah. And I think that's been hard too, in the sense because you invest in a curriculum, right? A lot of times like you're investing in one curriculum and you're like, okay, we're all going to do this. It's got to work for everyone. Yeah. And then you realize, gosh, that really doesn't work for that kiddo, or that's really not how he learns. And so, yes, there are options of switching curriculums and things like that. But I feel like even more so, what I've learned as a mother is pace. And how do I pace each child? Like, does this child need to do we need to slow down in this subject? Do I need to, maybe reiterate these lessons and make sure they really understand? And when I do that, how do I make them not feel less than, like, oh, I'm behind my brother, I'm behind that person, and let them know that you are at your own pace and you are who you are. Like, for instance, one of my children really struggles with test taking. I can relate. I am not a great natural test taker. So I feel for him. Like, I empathize. I'm like, I get it, buddy. It was so hard for me. But what I love to speak to in that is like, hey, I want you to do your very best on this test. Yeah. If your very best happens to be a 76%, and we talk through that test and I see that you're understanding, but maybe you just didn't understand how they worded that question. But also even more than that, when you got that 76%, you were like, hey, mom, I did my best. You didn't throw a fit. You didn't lose self-control. You didn't say, that was the worst test ever and I hate math. Whatever it is, like, how are you responding to that? Because those things are more indicative to me of where you're at than any sort of score is ever going to show me. Knowing that you're probably not going to be my kid who goes down and has like a math focused job, right? If that's not your thing. So I think just trying to lean into that, trying to see like, hey, do you need to jump on the trampoline while you do flashcards? There was 3 years, Yvette, where we had a mini trampoline in there because my kid learned best on a trampoline. Yeah. He would sit there and he would jump and I would just hold up flashcards, or I would say, A says, B says, but, and we do this and he just jump and blah, 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 and bounce around and do it. Yeah. And he retained it far better than if I was like, sit down, be quiet, listen to mother. Right. So I think just tapping into those things, being willing to understand what their giftings are, identifying those quickly. And I'm not saying like you need to know it when they're 5, what their gifting is, but I think you see some things flesh out and then you go into that. But I love that. And again, just going back to that flexibility piece, I think we have to, because we each have a unique relationship with Christ. I kind of like view it like a metaphor like that. God isn't like, I'm this way to you and I'm also that same way to her, right? Like he's very like tailored to us. It's very personal. Yeah. And so in that same way as we're reflecting Christ, like homeschool can be very personal to that child. Yeah. So good. I mean, what you're talking about really is character over curriculum. We care so much more about their souls and their character than we do about the actual curriculum. And so you're talking about your son, he's doing his very best, and that should be with any kid. And it is so much fun to get to learn our kids and how they learn and cater their learning to how God made them. But working on those character traits, I mean, that is something you can't get in school. You can't get it in a classroom. No. Because there's not a teacher in the world who can cater to your child and teach them all of the things that they need to learn in the way that God created them to learn. And she's not going to cater to their character flaws. Only mom and dad can do that. And we have a responsibility to do that as well. And so we've had lots of days where we're like, okay, we're just going to call it quits for today on the academics. And we're going to just talk about some other things today, or sometimes just take a break, go for a walk, go do something that's outside of the homeschool classroom. Right. Yeah. And I love that you say that, because I feel like that's a hard thing as moms. I know it's a hard thing for me. Sure. I know I'm like, we are, starting around this time. I want to be finished by this. I got to go grocery shopping. I got to do this. And suddenly your day is upside down. And you're 2:00 and you're like, I'm still sitting here. doing this thing. And I have found no greater gift than what you said, to say, you know what? We're just going to do this page today. We'll do the other page tomorrow. Yep. You know what? We're going to go on a walk and get some sunshine, because we all need to get on our bikes and ride around the neighborhood. And yeah, I think you just tapped on it there, that there is no greater gift than that for a child.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.